my view would be that the impact of Klopp will take its toll, just going off evidence of history.
Several months later.
Arne Slot's Liverpool have reached the promised land with 4 games to spare.
Gary Neville loves to get things wrong, as we just seen. And today we're going to take a look at his Premier League predictions from the start of the season. He talks about everything from his champions, his top 4, and also comparing Liverpool's midfield to Manchester United's. We are in for an absolute cracker. I've shortened it all down just to make it a little bit more easier for all of you to view. So make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and let's get into it. Right, first up, his Premier League champion. Who is that?
Start with the obvious one. Who's going to win the league this year? And Gary?
Arsenal.
Nope. You said the same last year.
I did.
What makes you convinced again?
And Arsenal had the most incredible season, so I wasn't a million miles away. They're just getting better.
Points away.
Yeah, they're getting nearer. And I don't know, I feel they'll do it. Do it at a certain point, and look, you can never write. He could 100% be right because of what Pep Guardiola does. He wins all the time, but
little did they know who was going to be coming in to change the game.
I feel that Arsenal are getting so close and they're so consistent that this could be the year.
So consistent, didn't fall into fruition this year, did it, Gary? Did it, Gary? They weren't as consistent this year, especially in the league. Obviously did well in the Champions League, but they just didn't show that consistency to get them over the line. But one team did.
All right, let's move it on to second to fourth, and I believe there's been...
This is the best. I think this is the best, the whole clip. Second to fourth. And he has obviously his rationale. A lot of people wouldn't have had United and Spurs in 16th and 17th. But who does he have in his top 4?
A late change this evening.
By who?
Not you.
So he made a late change.
Do you know something? This is supposed to be a sort of like an unannounced private sort of ballot. You know what I mean? Where does this sort of leak of information come from, Dave?
Well, my producer.
How can you justify Liverpool not being in the top 4?
So Gary Neville doesn't have Liverpool in his top 4 this season. And let's hear what he has to say.
So Chelsea, we're calling Chelsea a basket case at the start of the show, and you've put them in the top 4 ahead of Liverpool.
Yeah, I think Liverpool, my view would be that the impact of Klopp will take its toll, just going off evidence of history. That's it. Evidence of history of a manager like that leaving at some point. I think there'll be some pain this season for Liverpool, and it could cost them.
Did it cost us? Did it cost us? Did it what? We are Premier League champions. Gary Neville put us 5th. 5th. Fair enough. I understand the whole assumption of Klopp leaving and Slot coming in. You think there will be a little bit of adjustment to that. He obviously didn't bring in any players at this moment in time and didn't bring any in for other than Chiesa. But 5th, to put us 5th with the calibre of players we have, to put Manchester United ahead of us, he deserves it. He deserves to be rewatching this and, yeah, just eating his own words.
They're very calm and relaxed at this point in the season. There's no one sort of like... But are you a little bit concerned by the fact that Liverpool haven't got a player in?
No, there's areas of the team or the squad which I think we need strength, and that's obvious. But I love the fact, not just now, and even in the past, we don't panic. And I really admire that about the club. About when I see the situation with Chelsea, and it's just left, right, and centre players coming and go, and it scares me that I'd never want it to be like that.
I agree with you completely, 100%. There's only...
He has a bit of sense, Gary. I agree with you 100%.
That thing that when... Not panicking, but is there an element of, is the money there? Is the money there to support Slot? If there were players available, if there was a £70 million player, if there was a £100 million, would it be there for me? I don't know. I'm asking the question.
Listen, this is an age-old argument even between Liverpool supporters. Liverpool bid 100 million for Caicedo last season. So if he wanted to come to Liverpool, Liverpool would have spent 100 million, probably the most expensive, along with Declan Rice, central midfield player, around 110 million they bid. So the money was there. They bid 50 million for Zubimendi. So if the player is there who they want, they'll spend.
But a tit for tat in 5th place for Jay.
Exactly. And I think that shows exactly how good Liverpool are in the transfer market. They didn't obviously get Casado, didn't get Lavia, didn't get Zubimendi. And on the outskirts of that, you're looking at it and saying, why can't we get a player over the line? But even at that, if they don't get someone that they want, Klopp wanted Casado and Lavia, Zubimendi was someone that Slot wanted. They didn't get either of them or any of them. And they decided then that they were just going to go with what they have. And it worked out so well because Gravenberch came in and we were able to develop him into the world-class DM that he is now. And think about how effective he is going to be for the next 10 years playing in that role if he stays at Liverpool his entire career. Such a good way to do things in the transfer market.
Just before we leave Man United and Liverpool behind, which areas of the team do you think are Manchester United
This is beautiful. Which areas of the team do you think Manchester United are more superior than Liverpool?
superior to Liverpool?
None! None, Gary! Absolutely zero.
I wouldn't say they're superior. In respect of sort of like a particular area. I think Liverpool have got a better team than Manchester United.
You've got them two places higher.
So if Liverpool...
So they're a superior team. And he puts Manchester United third and puts Liverpool fifth.
Liverpool have got a better team, you think Man United got a better
So
squad?
I think Manchester United have got. Liverpool have got far better forwards. That is the thing that they do
In a
have.
sense.
I think in midfield, if I look at Manchester United's midfield players, if you had, I think, equal coaches, and we don't know what Eric Ten Hag and Arne Slot are going to sort of match up like, I do think Liverpool with they've got Endo, Szoboszlai and McAllister, that they've done unbelievably well to get the performance levels out of those three that they have Jurgen Klopp. I really do question.
So Klopp was able to get unbelievable levels out of Endo, McAllister, Szoboszlai. And bear in mind, Szoboszlai is 21 last year. He's 22 now. And McAllister, I think, is 24. Endo's obviously a little bit older. Gravenberch is 22. And the fact that they've been able to perform 2 years in a row, Gravenberch is obviously coming to his own this year. That doesn't mean that they're poor players. That means they are quality players. So the levels that they've gotten out of them are only going to continue to get better from Slot's perspective.
That midfield is going to stand up throughout the season. If it does again, take my hat off to them. Well done. Unbelievable. Prove me wrong.
Take your hat off to us, Gary. We are Premier League champions with that midfield. Unbelievable. And just like that, Gary Neville's predictions fall flat on their face. Honestly, that was a great watch and I got some laugh out of it. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think of Neville's predictions? Do you think Liverpool will be able to retain their title next year? And as always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one.